UNIDO has been an implementing agency of the Montreal Protocol since 1992. We became the fourth implementing agency of the Montreal Protocol. And since then, UNIDO has been a promoter of hydrocarbon technologies for use in industry. And when the idea of the chiller demonstration projects came up in 2005, UNIDO tried to address as many countries and to outreach as many countries as possible. So we have initiated 3 regional projects, one in West Asia, one in Africa, and one in Eastern Europe. And we've tried to take into account the various country circumstances in developing project schemes that fit to the country, or at least to the region. So for example, in the Africa region, which is a region that has the largest amount of chillers, around 300 chillers we have identified in 6 countries. These are Cameroon, Egypt, Senegal, Nigeria, Namibia, and Sudan. We tried to come up with, to identify national banks that would help us in financing or co-financing the chillers based on the energy efficiency gains. And by doing so, we tried to educate the financial sector about what these chillers are, and to make chillers a normal bankable transaction so that any end user would come up to the bank and get a loan similar like he would do for a car. And for that, we tried to address the longer term impact of the financial barrier to the chiller replacements. In other countries, like in Eastern Europe, we've tried cooperating with energy servicing companies, but since they were the most powerful actually in the 3 regions that we have dealt with. Of course, the chillers on their own were not just an attractive tool for these energy servicing companies, so we've had to address these using a whole building energy efficiency sort of, so to include the chiller into an energy efficiency for a building instead of just focusing on the chiller component. So basically this is the history of how we have tried with the 3 demonstration projects to address the various barriers. And for the future, what we want to establish is to try and make use of the lessons we have learned in the implementation of these 3 chiller projects, and to apply them for the phase out of the HCFC-based chillers, and to promote more low GWP and green chillers, or even not necessarily just chillers, but applying concepts of district cooling, cogeneration, solar cooling, to go beyond just typical cooling applications.